I think one of the main points is really to be close to the clients and really understand their needs, to be able at the end of the project to really show the added value and not think as a data miner or an ethical person, but really think as the client and what's the added value for him.
People are looking for something very quick, answers to their questions, so it's relevant to them. I think real time is very important. The sooner we can analyze something and get it to, back to the client, they're going to be more happy with what we do.
We should represent the consumer voice within those organizations. If we are able to do that, put the consumer in the center, then we're going to avoid this kind of how the client is organized in different areas of expertise, like retail, advertising, marketing, and it's like, sorry, does it make any sense? You know, the consumers, now talking about the brain, we don't have this kind of different statements in the brain that, okay, I switch off the brand, okay, now I'm in retail, and therefore my behavior is going to be different.
Doing something with the data is one thing, communicating the results is another thing.
The key thing is value, right? Communicating the value, and that used to be an issue in marketing research in particularly, that what's the value? And it's so difficult to show, but this is really what persuades the managers, isn't it?
It's very simple. We need to transfer knowledge into wisdom.
Taking human understanding, behavioural understanding, human truths, and turning them into a compelling story that everyone can kind of associate with. And it's very much the way you tell things as opposed to what you say often that leaves a memorable impression.
We have to be able to become better at telling the story. I don't think it's, some people might call it infotainment, but I think it's very important that we articulate the story in such a way that people grasp it very quickly. We have to really get to the facts and the learnings and put those out on the table and go into the details later.
A typical summary of a piece of research is like 200 PowerPoint summary presentations, lots of little details of graphs and so on. And at the end, you've got maybe 2 pages, you know, rounding up all the insights. And his viewpoint is that you take those 2 slides, put them right at the beginning, and bin everything else into the appendix, i.e. that's the focus, and it's about working out how to condense a storyline into something that is a story and focuses on the headlines and not worries about the detail. And I think I would thoroughly endorse that methodology.
And I've been talking to Mark Earls about this, and he likes to think about what's the social life of market research after you've delivered it to the client. It's often very bad. It doesn't get out much. So we need to find ways of making, I suppose, presentations that do have a social life after they've been presented, and I think storytelling, emotional storytelling, is the way to do it.
I'm a big fan of doing less research, which may sound a little bit strange, being a researcher, but I think there is a lot more value in doing less research than there is in doing more research. Yeah. But use the results much more wisely and act upon the results. Great.